What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. And if you watched last night's game, man, shout out to all the other fellow Jet moneyline bettors who, like myself, it's a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster by the end. We got there, but unfortunately, looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be done for the season. Looks like a torn Achilles. As someone that personally, I tore my Achilles playing football. I'm not saying that that's what I immediately thought. But when people started saying it could be the Achilles, like the way that he limped off, how he reacted to his injury is like exactly what happened to me. It feels just like, shit. I think I like sprained my ankle or something, but I'm fine. And you kind of like get up and limp for a little bit. And then you just realize, this is not good. This is something else. This is not good. And like that limp, PTSD of that limp. And when I saw that and the Twitter doctors started throwing that out there, I was like, oh man, that is going to suck. Aaron Rodgers probably going to have some sort of holistic medicine to come back next season. I'm going to be optimistic and say that this is not going to be the last that we see of Aaron Rodgers. If that can, be some sort of consolation for Jet fans. But as it stands right now, I mean, technically he did get the victory, but Zach Wilson as quarterback for the New York Jets is not a bummer. Once the endorphin rush of that overtime victory comes back down and your heart rate gets more to a baseline there, you're going to come to the sad realization that this is your quarterback this year. And maybe, just maybe, Zach Wilson as an understudy for Aaron Rodgers will work out. But it won't work out this quickly. We saw pretty much the same Zach Wilson that we saw previously. Maybe a little more refined. But you saw some, the turnover that he had. The interception was just god-awful. It was horrific. What are you doing? Plays like me playing Madden, bailing out of the bike. It was still rough. It was still really, really rough. And I think it is fair to assume that Zach Wilson is not ready to be the guy that can take this loaded Jets team where they need to go, where the expectations were with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. I mean, you got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. You got Garrett Wilson, who made an insane catch last night that was probably going to be, at worst, like top 3 catch of the year. And hitting that on week 1 is pretty nice. Now, the offensive line was actually pretty garbage last night in terms of pass protection. They pretty much killed Aaron Rodgers. Dwayne Brown did not look particularly good, but it's still safe to assume that with a defense that is a top 5 defense in the NFL. Jordan White had 3 interceptions last night over Josh Allen. You got Sauce. You have probably right up there with my Eagles as the best defensive line in football. They need a guy. This is a win-now Super Bowl caliber team. Who could they sign? What if they did the most hilarious thing they could do outside of signing Carson Wentz? And that is getting Tom Brady out of retirement for 1 season. I feel like right after Tom Brady had his retirement ceremony, week 1, the Eagles-Patriots game, to just immediately go sign with a divisional rival because all the hype's around him. That would be like the most Tom Brady thing ever. And like, it could happen. It's probably not. That's why we're reenacting it here at Madden, because it's pretty fantasy. But he literally could. He's like whatever on the Raiders ownership, but like the league could vote. And as long as it broke a 75% threshold, he could re-enter the league, ergo, and become the quarterback of the New York Jets. We're going to just see. Could Tom Brady save the Jets season? Because unless their defense can have like 90, the late early 2000s Ravens defense like performance where it doesn't matter what you're doing on the offensive side of the ball, as long as you can run the football and let that defense keep the opponents under 13 points a game, Jets are going to need some saving. I mean, who else? Kirk Cousins? The Vikings going to go in fire sale mode and get Kirk Cousins? No. Today, QB 12, Tom Brady. Can he save the Jets? Let's see it. I will say pretty impressive that the first game of the Tom Brady New York Jet era is a victory over the Dallas Cowboys in a game where Tom Brady has single-handedly motivated the defense to get Quinton Williams, one of the best D tackles in the NFL, getting 2 sacks, Defensive Player of the Week. And then week 3, just mere 2 weeks after they retired his jersey, had a big old ceremony, takes on the undefeated Patriots. I mean, come on, they didn't beat the Eagles, but I guess Madden gave them a shot. Hit Tom Brady, and he does. Wow. After Week 8 victories brings us to 5-2 in an absolute dogfight in the AFCs with the Bills 6-2, the Pats 6-2. Tom Brady finally starting to get his legs under him. Gets a Offensive Player of the Week in Week 8, going 351 yards, 4 tutties. And on the final game of the season, it is Tom Brady going back to Gillette in what would probably be the loudest booing of all time. Somehow the Jets are not first. We go 14-3. It's the Bills at 15-2 that finish as the top seed in the AFC. So that means Tom Brady and the New York Jets have to run the gauntlet. We go 14-3 on the season. Couple player of the weeks for Tom Brady throughout this year. So, I mean, if anyone could literally go from retiring to coming in and playing like a ridiculous quarterback, it would be Tom Brady. Looking at the stats here, he goes top 5 in yards, 4,200 yards passing, 33 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. And if you've been watching any of our Madden 24 sims, you know, generally speaking, quarterbacks have been underwhelming the sim. That is ridiculous for a 40-year-old quarterback. Yes, he's a 90 overall. Yes, he's an X factor. But, you know, not even that prolific of an offense. We can run the ball, I suppose. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, Dalvin Cook, 13 tutties for Breece Hall. Look at that. Tom Brady just decided to become a little bit more mobile off the couch. He's like, you know what? I'm going to scramble more. That's what I want to do. Like, that was the only condition. He talked with Robert Saleh, Woody Johnson. He's like, I'm only coming out of retirement. You let me run a little read option here or there. Garrett Wilson, great connection, great chemistry with Tom Brady, establishing that early 89 catches, 1,100 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Never really found that second threat, but decent numbers across the board. Defensively, C.J. Mosley and Chuck Clark go over 100 tackles. Insane. From Quinnen Williams, 86 tackles, 20 TFLs, 20.5 sacks. We got 6.5 from JFM, John Franklin Meyer. So we're just going to phrase this as, man, Tom Brady got these guys believing again. Are these guys putting up these type of stats knowing that they got, you know, Zach Wilson on the other side, MILF Hunter, if you will, just 3-and-out turnover, 3-and-out turn. Like, that's going to be a defense that gets gassed. That's going to be a defense that's going to be very, very difficult for them to take games over. This, with Tom Brady under center, is a defense that's a little bit more free-flowing. They don't have to win the game. They don't know that it's on them to win the game. So they can be a little bit more aggressive. And we saw that with Quinn. Those are absurd numbers from a defensive tackle. What do you got for Brady? Get him. I would say he's probably up here at some point. Comes in number 8 off the street. There's the other big name that could potentially link with the Jets in Kirk Cousins, coming in at number 9. And I think given what we've seen to the start of the season, probably not going to see Jalen. I mean, okay, it's 1 week. It's 1 week. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, not the best. Not the best starts of the season. But able to make the playoffs with Tom Brady. If he can go in and win a Super Bowl with the New York Jets, just further pushes him that much head over the second place in the greatest of all time conversation. And we get a pretty good roll for the playoffs. As much as the Chargers are a legitimate squad, they get a top 10 offense, borderline top 10 defense. If there is a team that's good enough to be like, yeah, they're a Super Bowl contender, but also carry zero belief that they can go on and have any success in the playoffs, it's probably the Chargers, unfortunately. And I say that as a neutral. I kind of, you know, enjoy the Chargers to a certain extent as a biased Eagles fan who can unbiasedly look at the AFC and be like, I just want to see good football. Chargers are excited. I like Justin Herbert. I like Keenan Allen. I like Austin Eckler. I don't really like the Bosa's. Derwin James, kind of cool. But anyways, in the playoffs, Tom Brady shows his experience. Goes for 272, 2 touchdowns. Does not turn the ball over. Close game, though. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, able to hand the ball. Look at that. Dalvin Cook, 6 catches, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. We know Tom Brady loves having a running back that can be there to catch the checkdowns, and Dalvin Cook was him. Quinnen Williams continues that's actually his brother, Quincy Williams, with a sack. My apologies. But we're moving on. We are moving on in the next round, and so far, we have been able to avoid the 2 teams you do not want to see in the AFC. That is cover athlete Bills and the cheat code Chiefs. Well, this game's got to kind of cannibalize itself, which is good. We got to handle business. Tom Brady against Mike Vrabel. Actually, I don't know. Was Brady in New England when Mike Vrabel was in Tennessee, or did they like miss each other kind of deal? Like, did Brady already go to the? They might have overlapped. I feel like that might have been like a season or 2. Either way, I feel like Tom Brady feels like he has the inside track over his former teammate. And we handle business setting up a rematch of the game, the epic game that we saw last night. Epic for a couple different reasons. Wasn't necessarily epic because it was great football, because my God, Josh Allen played a little bit like Carson Wentz reincarnated. But look at that performance from the Jets defense. That's what the Jets are going to have to do if they don't make a move to get a quarterback, like something fantasy-wise in Tom Brady. Cloud9 dreaming, or maybe a little more realistic, like staying F it and getting Kirk Cousins. Well, we pitch a shutout, 24-0. Tom Brady does throw an interception, does have a turnover, but manages the game well, handed the ball off well, and let the defense do what the defense does best. 2 sacks, John Franklin Myers. Clemens was all over the place. Quinnen Williams was all over the place. And Tom Brady and the New York Jets are in the AFC Championship game. Riding the defense. It's a rematch from week 1. Let's get front row seats for this one. I was kind of hoping this was going to be at MetLife. Man, that was epic. See, I'm not Canadian. I don't give two shits about politics, but that was pretty badass. Seeing Aaron Rodgers run out with the American flag. I think he should have came out to American Badass. Remember when Undertaker came out with that? It's a Kid Rock? That would have been the only, like, perfect ice. And I mean, you know, generally speaking, unbiasedly, it does feel like you're on the fence with Aaron Rodgers. Most fans, you either like him or hate him. I'd say I'd trend towards liking him, so maybe that made it, like, that much more of an enjoyable experience for me. But, you know, a reason why I want to do this video today, not just because it's topical, but, like, I'm kind of excited for Jets football. I like teams that have kind of sucked. You know, it's the Bills. It's what we did with the Bills when Josh Allen went off. It's like, all right, unless you're, like, a rival of this guy, as we're getting into an epic 21-21 here. Might need to even hop in the next drive, next time we can get a chance. Oh, okay. Okay, actually, let's hop right in here real quick. I'm a fan of teams that suck and become kind of good. As long as you have no direct impact on my Philadelphia Eagles' success, I'm here for it, because I am a neutral fan that just wants good football when my Eagles aren't playing. So I was pretty pumped that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets were going to be watchable football as we throw it on. It's going to be, oh, he got him. Why do they have Teron Johnson on Garrett Wilson? That is Trey White and Trey White only. That should be covering number 17, who is an emerging superstar in this league. Let's go. We still got a minute 4. That is absolutely crushing. We're coming right back. Another shot play. But I'm not as bummed as Jet fans, because, you know, obviously. But, man, it's an absolute bummer. And, look, they got Teron Johnson again. We only need to get into field goal range. It's a good breakup. It just sucks. It sucks. And I would love to see I mean, you know, what are we cheering for now? Are we cheering for the, you know, Zach Wilson? Like, whatever that short period of time with Aaron Rodgers has untapped his potential? Or are we hoping that the Jets make a little bit of go to the tight end, we'll make the safe catch, burn a timeout, almost in field goal range. Zerline has a leg on him. But, I mean, we all watched them on Hard Knocks. Usually whatever team was on Hard Knocks, unless they're like a dickbag team, they kind of become a little bit of a Cinderella fan favorite. We saw it with the Detroit Lions a year ago. And, like, the Lions are like the same. The Lions are like the same regard. Team that kind of has some hype that sucked forever. So, I don't know, man. I really want to see the Jets do well as someone that has... Oh, that's terrible. Someone that has no dog in the fight in the AFC East outside of, like, just a hatred of the Patriots' dominance for years. As we're going to the Super Bowl, not so much on the sim. We had to come in and do our thing, but $180 through the air for Garrett Williams. 4 touchdowns on 400 yards for Tom Brady. The Jets are going to the Super Bowl. But point being, I kind of go for every team but the Patriots. Like, if the Bills are good, they've sucked for long enough. They deserve some success. If the Jets are good, somehow, after this injury, they deserve some success. If the Dolphins are good, especially after the shootout they just had week 1 against the Chargers with Tua and Tyreek going off, that nerd alert at freaking head coach for them, sure, they deserve something nice. Everybody but the Patriots at division deserves something nice. And even that, I still, as an Eagle fan, watch that week 1 against Patriots. Goddamn, Bill Belichick got those guys playing. Patriots are low-key very good again this year. All right, we held their hand to get into the Super Bowl. It's against Dallas. It's going to be every fiber of my body, even for this one-off little topical video, not to make the Jets, but they're going to have to sim this one and win the Super Bowl. I got to be hands off. Please earn it, because I don't want to see Dallas winning anything ever in my life, at any point, real life or in Madden. But you know, whoever coded the Dallas Cowboys to be this good, absolutely, like, they're still solid. They're still rock hard after that Sunday night game, which, I mean, listen, as biasly as I am against the Cowboys, they're probably the 3rd best team going into the season in the NFC, behind the Eagles, behind the 49ers. But I still think that game was more the Giants are frauds and suck than it is Dallas Cowboys are some ridiculous defense, generational type team. But we might need to come in here at some point. This is just, Dallas is not this good. 4th down. I take back. I can't physically, it's every fiber in my body saying come in and just throw a big touchdown here. Get this team back in it. Don't let the Cowboys win. Don't let whoever programmed Dallas to be this good win. All right, and I know. I've been to the EA studios. Someone did that. Someone decided with the 1s and 2s, they go click, click, click on the keyboard, and they're like, we're going to make Dallas unstoppable. So we're going to try our best to mitigate as much as we can. But there's only so much you can control, especially with Dak Prescott just doesn't throw interceptions like Dak Prescott does. So we're going to keep coming in and trading with him because F the Cowboys, and we want to see something fun happen here. We're going to keep taking shots. But I don't know. What do you guys think? As we probably just watched Dallas win the Super Bowl because that's just Madden, right? Someone that inputs coding in at Tiburon Studios knows this is the only way Dallas is ever going to win a Super Bowl, so they made them really good in Madden. What do you guys think the Jets should do at quarterback? Should they go out and just make some ridiculous offer? And I'm not just saying, Tom Brady is not happening. It might. We'll give it like a 2% chance. It'd be hilarious. We're having fun with it today. But, I mean, they could probably look at Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. If you wanted to go down that retirement route, there was reports that, we would see Phillip Rivers come out of retirement last year for the 49ers. Like, if they beat the Eagles and, you got Matt Ryan obviously there, is who gives a little fuck that the Cowboys won the Super Bowl here. As Dallas winning the Super Bowl is as likely as Tom Brady coming out of retirement, right? But, what do you do as a Jets fan? How are you coping with it? I would love to get the sense of copium from the Jets fan base right now because I hope you guys do something. I don't know if sitting there with Zach Wilson is going to be the answer. It might be all they can do. It might be all they realistically can do. They're going to just go with their former first-round pick. Hopefully he can manage games a little bit better. It's going to be one of those deals where, honestly, if Zach Wilson just learned to not turn the ball over, which is easier said than done, right? But your defense and run game is going to keep you in games. So, if you're just not shooting the offense in the foot, which has been his issue, that has been the big knock on Zach Wilson. It's like, my God, stop turning the football over. Maybe Robert Saleh can just threaten him within an inch of his life. Say, if you don't stop turning the ball over, I'm going to make you run those up and down stairs that he does every game, but you have to do that 1,000 times after every turnover. Unless he can implement something like that, I don't know. I don't know what the best option is. You can look at backup quarterbacks around the league. Like some people say, I saw DTR, right? He stood out for the Browns. You got Nathan Rourke, who stood out for the Jags. Hey, how about this? We can give you a slightly used Marcus Mariota, huh? Wouldn't that be cool, Jet fans? Marcus Mariota? But I don't know what you guys think about it in the comment section. Well, we pretty much won the Super Bowl because no one really cares about Dallas. So that will do it for me today, guys. Having a little bit of fun. We'll be back tomorrow on the channel with Cardinals franchise. After that insane offseason, after that insane draft, we're going to get through the preseason. Probably going to play week 1. I'm literally going to go record it right now. So I'm excited to bring that. We will also have another rebuild later in the week. Not too sure what team I'm doing yet. I'm thinking Giants just because of how terrible they were. Rebuilds are something that you can kind of proactively do. And after watching week 1, the team that's just that is awful. Let's rebuild them. We've already rebuilt the Bears. Bears were very disappointing. I think right after the Bears, in terms of hype that just got absolutely derailed, might be the Giants. So I think we might have a Giants rebuild in a couple days' time. But as always, fellas, let me know in the comment section below what rebuild you want to see next. What quarterback should be the quarterback that leads the Jets and tries to salvage the season? Let me know down below. And I'll see you back in the next one. Till then, it's your boy C4 saying all that cheesy stuff for the YouTube algorithm, for the robots. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, love ya. Have a good one.